Welcome back to the Beilein to Victory podcast, episode 7. We have a lot to get into, so we'll get going. I want to start with the basketball team so we can get into football for the rest of it, preview the game against Jacksonville. We'll go over the defensive keys for the Outback Bowl, talk about last night's Holiday Bowl. Michigan State won. We'll be interviewing Michigan State fan for that. I'll share my predictions for all the NY6 Bulls, and finally, I will predict the Outback Bowl. So, this game against Jacksonville, tomorrow, 6 o'clock on Big Ten Network. This should be an easy game for Michigan. The only thing I'll be watching is I think Eli Brooks, he's been getting a lot of starts at point guard, but I think he really needs to start to assert himself aggressively and not just run the offense. I think if he scores in double digits tomorrow, I hope he does. That's what I'm going to be watching for. If he scores in double digits tomorrow, it'll be a good confidence builder for him moving forward. It seems like he's a little tentative on the court sometimes. He's a good player. He does a good job running the offense, not turning the ball over, but I'd like to see him really step off aggressively, offensively. Anyways, he is a good defender, but if he steps up offensively, I think this makes his team even more complete. But other than that, this should be an easy win. They shouldn't have a problem. I wouldn't be surprised if Wagner did not play again. Resting his ankle, he doesn't need to. This should be an easy win. So, as we know, on Sunday, 12 o'clock, ESPN2, the Outback Bowl. Michigan and South Carolina. Last episode, I talked about some offensive keys. Today, we're going to go over the defensive keys. I pretty much think that they should not have a problem stopping this team. Not a very explosive offense. Quarterback not very good. They do have a good running game. The offensive line blocks well, but I don't think that's a problem for Michigan because they're the best run defense in the country. I think this is a really good matchup for them, but the only thing that I think they need to do to keep this game in control is pressure the quarterback. He's turnover happy, very turnover happy. So if they pressure him, they should force him into some bad throws and get the secondary going as well, because it all starts up front with Hurst and Winovich and those guys. So hopefully they can get it going and lead it into the secondary, which can turn into some offense, because that's what they're going to need. The offensive side of the ball is really going to be the X factor for this team in the Outback Bowl. So last night, Michigan State blew out Washington State without Luke Falk. Bryan Lamar Key threw for 3 touchdowns, 213 yards. I mean, he played a pretty good game. He managed the game. That's all he did. He managed the game. He wasn't phenomenal. So we're going to bring in Michigan State fan now to talk about that. Michigan State fan, how are you? Oh, I'm good. I was very happy with Michigan State's performance last night. And he who should not be named, that quarterback, was absolutely phenomenal. He's the next Lamar Jackson. And when he's done, he's going to go into the NFL. He's going to be the greatest quarterback of all time. He'll be in the Hall of Fame easily. All right, good to know. I was just going to go right into that. You say Bryan Lamar Key. Oh, how dare you say his name? How dare you say his name? He cannot even be named. How dare you say his name? All right, well, I thought he played well last night, but he only threw for 213 yards. Why are you so impressed with him and think he's so great? Well, I mean, 213 yards. Are you kidding me? The last time I saw somebody throw for over 200 yards was Kirk Cousins. I mean, this guy, he is so good. I can't even believe it. He's probably the greatest player in all of Michigan State history. And it's just another time where Mark D'Antonio has got a no-name quarterback, and he brings him into great success. And, I mean, it's going to be great next year when we're going to go undefeated and we're going to make the playoff and we're going to win it all. Yeah, that sounds really likely. Well, Michigan State fan, Bryan Lamar Key, if I had to say so myself, next year, he's probably a top 3 quarterback in the Big Ten. Obviously, Shea Patterson is in front of him. What do you think? Oh, no way. He's going to lead us to a Big Ten title, and he is definitely, no question, the best quarterback in the Big Ten. And he's definitely the best quarterback in the country. I mean, 213 yards last night. Are you kidding me? He's a heck of a quarterback. He's a heck of a quarterback. I mean, wow. I mean, if he had thrown for one more yard last night, he would have had a stroke. He's so good. Well, thank you for your great insight, Michigan State fan, and we'll see you next time. Yeah. Thanks, Chris. Well, let's move on to the NY6 Bulls here. During this recording, Ohio State is thumping USC. It's 24-7 at the half. I originally picked Ohio State 35-17. I think USC is definitely the most overrated team in the country. I thought so all year. Sam Darnold is so overrated, and he is not going to be good in the NFL if he's barely doing anything in college. I mean, he had a pretty good season, but he's not where anybody really thought he was going to be. Ohio State obviously could have gotten into the playoff. They're a playoff caliber team. They won probably the deepest conference in the country and beat a good Wisconsin team when they did so. Barrett, he's been great in the first half. I don't think he's going to have any problem in the second half putting this team away. The only reason I thought USC would score 17 points is because garbage time, really. I thought this game would be over at half, and it is. I mean, this game is over. Ohio State is killing them, and they will finish the game killing them. I picked Miami over Wisconsin, 27-13. I think these are two very overrated teams. I don't trust Wisconsin at all. I don't trust them at all. They don't have a good quarterback at all. They're well coached. They have a good running back. Their defense is pretty good, but I don't trust them. Don't trust them at all. They played a terrible schedule, and they struggled against Michigan. They went in and they played Ohio State, and they got beat by them. So they played a good game, but I don't trust them. I don't trust their offense really, and I think Miami, they're just a more developed team. They're a young team, but they're more polished than Wisconsin is. I think Miami's going to dominate this game. This next one was an easy one for me. UCF, not a Power 5 team, and Auburn is going to roll over them. That game will be over by the end of the first quarter. I picked Auburn 45-10. That should be no problem for Auburn. Penn State, Washington, the non-playoff games, this is the most intriguing to me. I think Penn State wins a close one. Penn State, a good Big Ten team. The only reason I picked them over Washington is because playing a better conference, better competition. So I think they're more battle-tested than Washington is. And Washington, they've been up and down this year. We'll head into the playoff games. Oklahoma, I think, will cruise over Georgia. I think that's a bad matchup for Georgia. Georgia does not score a lot of points, and their defense is their strength, but does anybody really expect Baker Mayfield to be stopped? I think Oklahoma will throw up 38 on them. They will not have a problem at all. They will not have a problem beating Georgia. Alabama and Clemson, this will be a great game. I picked Alabama by 1 point. I think they're definitely more battle-tested. They're better coached, and those two things are going to put them over the top in that game. They do not have a better team than Clemson. That they do not. But they're well coached and they're battle tested. And they're not going to turn the ball over. So that's why I picked Alabama. And it should be an interesting title game if it is Alabama and Oklahoma. Defense against offense. And that's going to be a tough call. Well, now we get into the Outback Bowl. I'm picking Michigan 20-3. South Carolina's offense does not scare me. They're not a very good offense. Michigan's defense shut them down, and the offense should be able to go get points off the defense. They'll probably get a score on defense. I think this should be an easy win for Michigan. I would be surprised. I would be very, very surprised they lost this game, but we'll see how it goes. Hopefully they can come out on top. Well, that's going to do it. Thank you guys for watching, and click subscribe if you enjoyed the video. We will see you tomorrow for a full interview.